So, off camera, so to speak, I did a little gluing. I think I finally figured out what my problem was. Yeah, I know. One of my problems. Let me get these clamps off so I can think. So I'm twisted up here. All right. So, if you recall, the problem at hand was trying to get this thing glued in a way that I could have a base, that I could clamp, put a faceplate on the lathe, and be able to turn this thing without getting into gobs of trouble. The problem was that I've got this bottom that I wanted to put on, which at the moment, honestly, I can't find, but that's not an issue. I don't think it's lost. But I couldn't come up with how I was going to put that bottom on, turn it down to 4-inch, which I think is what my 4.5 inch, my final diameter at the bottom. I didn't see how it's going to work. I can't cut in, I can't leave the bottom. The piece I put at the bottom is not very thick. It wasn't going to work. And then I realized that my problem was that when I put that bottom there, it means I have to cut this thing in a particular place. If I don't put the bottom on it, then I can turn this to whatever size I want, and then part the whole bottom of this thing off, and then later glue the bottom onto this thing. Once I came up with that conclusion, well, everything was easy. I glued the thing that I wanted on the top. That's great. So this will become my top. Terrific. All glued up. Going to turn out just fine. So and I've still got my center point at the top, which I'm sure you can see. So it's all good. It's all good. I'm going to mount this on my faceplate, turn this thing to the shape that I want, carve out the inside, which is the problem. Because carving out the inside, I'm going to be pushing on this thing. I need it secure. More secure than I could possibly get off the bottom plate, because it's just too small. I've done a couple of turnings like this in the past, but in those turnings, my bottoms have been larger than the cylinder that I was turning. In other words, I've done a couple of things where the bottom was big, which is no problem. You could put a big faceplate on the big bottom. But you can't put a big faceplate on the little bottom. Anyway, I'm in great condition now. This will, I think, with a little bit of finagling, find a center. This will get put on the lathe, and be able to turn this. It's going to be great. I've got some parts to put a steady on this thing if I need it. But I'll certainly start out by turning the outside of it using this center point and the tailstock, and then see how it goes from there. Anyway, this looks good to me. I'm real happy. I know, this is what it's like when I'm real happy. Because I can't find the bottom, but I'll find it somewhere around here somewhere. Well, I found it. I tossed it out back. So this is my bottom. It's going to go on. Instead of going on the bottom of this turning right there, it's going to go on about 3/4 of an inch up. I can do that. No one cares at all whether this is 14 inches or 15 inches. The depth of this thing just isn't important. As a matter of fact, used as a decorative vase, we could end up stuffing a couple of inches of instant oasis or whatever at the bottom. Right now, I'm thinking it's going to be about 13.5 inches. It's going to be fine. All right, great. Now I've got to find the center. I'm not certain how I'm going to do that, but I will. We'll see how it goes. All right, so finding the center on this end, because I need to do it. I've got the dividers. I've got this thing propped up. I don't really care if it's tipped. These two sticks are about the same size. It doesn't much matter. And I'm just going to roll this and present it in a couple of different. So here's that. And I'm just going to do that. And now I'm going to turn it like that. And then do that. Then turn it like that, and then do that. You can see where this is going, can't you? And then do that. Shouldn't be that hard. I think I'm good. All right, so there's my center, right there. I tell you, it's simple sometimes. I'm going to get one more mark like this. Just to be certain. That didn't actually please me. There we go. All right, good, all good. So that's my center. Now I'll lay out 6 1/4 inch for one of my face plates, and then I'll be able to screw that on. This will be terrific. Okay, so I've got my lines drawn. That's good. The lines are a bit big, so I can come in a little bit and eyeball. I don't know if I should eyeball too much, but I am. That looks pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. All right, so now let's just shoot some screws in. Sort of excited about getting this thing going, as you no doubt can imagine. I haven't done this one. I mean, I do all kinds of things, but this is a little bit. I mean, it's derivative of that urn project that I did a while back, but it's not precisely the same. There's some different challenges, kind of dimensions to it, I guess. I think. All right, I think that's it. I have 6 more little holes in the middle. I'm going to put 3 screws in those, because I can. No one cares. Come on. That's that. All right, faceplate's on. Now I should be able to mount this on the lathe, and it should spin. And hopefully it doesn't wobble too much. I don't know what I'm going to do if that happens. Let's go see. Let's see what happens here. And that's that. Now that's all good. Tailstock. Oh man, that went really well. Not perfect, but well. Good enough. Good enough. Let's do a little trimming and see what it starts to look like. had some experience with this bloodwood chipping, but so far this looks pretty nice. It's smooth. I've got a little bit, another pass or two to do. It's a little flat right there, but this looks good enough. This is not round with where I am right at the moment, but it's trimming up really easily, so I'm good. And from here down, it doesn't matter because it's all going to come down at 4.5 inches down at this end. I probably should do that right now, and that way I'll know. I don't know what I'll know. I'll know something, right? Maybe not. Maybe I don't know anything. 4.5. Let's get prepared for that. I need this little gem. Be right back. 4.5 should be ready when the time comes. Where will I put this? I don't know. I just don't know. Damn place. There it is. Now at least with some handle I know what I'm doing. Good. Alright, so survey says this is tooling really, really well. The surfaces are all smooth. Cutting downhill, of course, helps. The bloodwood isn't tearing. That's good. I want this to have, wow, I'm going to have to fill this. Oh well, I want this to have a flute shape to it, right? So, excuse me, something that will, you know, do that. So a little bit more in the middle. Continue work on that. I have to finish refining the top. That's not that far away. All right, see what happens. Oh, that was bad. I hate doing that, making mistakes like that. So before I go any further, I want to take a look to see what that unforced error did. happened. Oh, it wasn't deep enough. I got it turned out already. All right. So this is the shape. This is what I was looking for. It's the shape. And all right. I think I'm just going to do a little bit of scraping and see what that turns into. This top edge I want to have rounded anyway. There's no point in having it sharp. So I think I'll just round that now. Good to me. I think that's where I was headed the whole time. I'm going to get some sandpaper out and see if I can get a little bit of better shape. I like it a lot. I'm going to get this spot right here turned down so that there's no glue overlap onto this maple. There was a spot where it wasn't panning out, and now it's good. It's all good. All right, I got to pull that line down a little bit more. But this is pretty much, I mean, this wasn't looking for a lot of art out of this. This is pretty much what I was looking for. Just a smooth flute. I think that's it. I really do. Oh yeah, that's coming in nicely. I think that's it. Now, next trick, I've got more sanding to do. I've got a spot here. I've got to fill that. I'll do that now. The next big trick is going to be hollowing this out. I'm going to put a steady rest on it right around here, which will keep it from wiggling too much when I pull this away. I got to fill this before I go any further with some sanding dust. Problem is the sanding dust all got pink in it. Damn this thing. Let me go make some sawdust. I'll be right back. This is the magic of chemistry. It doesn't look as maple as I'd like it. I'm going to do this again. Be right back. Alright, so now this is better. Not perfect, but better. So, put some sawdust in the joint. Now I'm going to drip some thin CA glue in. There we go. And now I'm going to put some more in. Okay, and that should work. Now, a little spritz of accelerator. That should take care of that. My intent is to lacquer this when I'm done, so this little business right here, which will be darker and somewhat, we'll call it stained, not in the modern parlance, but in the actual use of the word. But it will, the lacquer will look almost identical. So let's spin that up and give it a quick sand, and we'll take a look, see how we did. Like that. A lot of dust. All right, so this is probably as far as I'm going to take this with a sanding, because the steady rest is going to make a mark. No, I have no doubt. All right, so that's filled in now. No one's ever going to know that it was a blemish. We'll be fine. All right, now it's, I've not finished making the steady rest, so it'll be a minute or two before I get it done. But I will, and then we'll have one, and that's good. And then we'll be able to do a little, you know, finishing on this. I'm not really looking forward to hollowing this out, but I will. That's next. Next is steady rest, then finishing. All right, we'll do that.